We're live. Truth Serum Nation. This is earlier than I scheduled, but at this rate, who cares? We're splitting hairs anyway. So whatever I get on here, and that's all there is to it. So I'm gonna wait for some people to come in, and I'm gonna make a phone call. I'm gonna try to make a phone call to a older lady that used to commiserate with Sammy the Bull, but I don't know how that's gonna go. Everybody's funny, you know. Everybody's funny. Nice lady. I mean, socialize or whatever, but you know, I'm gonna try to call. It's just, you know, what's up, Michael K. And John Gotti'S lawyer. Well, there's so much that the people never know. You hear a lot of things, but when it comes to a lot of that stuff, you got to be careful what you say. So Gene Hackman died. What was he, 120 years old? Gene Hackman. He was 95 years old. Was he one of those Hollywood liberals? How many movies did he make? How many movies did Gene Hackman make? Holy cow. He was 50 in the damn 1980s. He was 50, in his 50s. So, John Gotti, Vicky Gotti, and the other girlfriend. When I was on when I was under another name on another platform, we used to talk and everything, but they got a little crazy on there. It's just like this whole genre of characters, it just thrives on, well, they were having problems with Shades and Lee Cole, and MRE was cool. It's all drama. It's all drama. It's all a hustle. That's all it is. It's a hustle. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury. So it is what it is. People want entertainment. They want entertainment. You could give them a crap sandwich and tell them it's filet mignon and they'll believe it. So, I mean, I think more people would lean toward Jerry Springer and Maury Povich than real informative, classy stuff, you know? But I'm going to call the old lady. I'm going to call her. I shouldn't say that because I don't know. She might watch or something like that. But she used to run around. She's close to 80. I communicate here and there with her, and I'm going to give her a call. I don't care anymore. I don't care about the channel. I don't care about anything anymore. I don't care. I don't care. Then we're gonna talk about some other stuff. So now these Colombos and Gambinos, they were intermingling. They were intermingling, and there was a lot of women floating around. There was a lot of women floating around. Whether you see that, wherever you see it, there was a lot of women floating around here and there. Who's this? Who's that? Who are the mistresses? Who are the wives? Who's what? I don't know. It was you fill in the blank. I don't know. So, not to say I'm going to call one because she is older and I knew way back when, but I don't give a crap anymore. I don't give a crap. I don't give a crap. Let's do it right now. I don't give a crap. Cuss me out. Let's do this crazy shit.
Hello?
Pepe, It's Joe. How you been?
Oh, hi.
What's going on out there?
Not much.
No,
A
kind
little
of,
rain.
kind of crickets. Kind of crickets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How have you been?
everything's good. You don't see me on the other thing anymore, do you?
Yeah, what happened to you on Facebook?
They kicked me off.
Why?
You can't talk politics. Blah 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 blah. Uh, you know, can't talk politics. What was up? What I don't mean to get personal, but what was up with you and Sammy? How could you entertain such a rodent scum troll like Sammy the Bull? How could you entertain such a, a washed out rodent?
Go to hell.
What? Go to hell. Okay. Who were the women that who were those Sliverdines? Who were those Sliverdines? Huh? She's a nice lady and everything, but I just caught her off guard, you know. She's nice, but little troll sliding through the shadows. She's very, very, very beautiful, that lady right there. She was a 10. She's still an 8, and she's 80. All right. The verdict is in. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, do you have a verdict? Yes, we do. Hand it to the bailiff. Oh. All right, here. 1 second, Your Honor. Let's get this straightened out. 1 second, Your Honor. In regards to count 1, yes, we do have a verdict. Mike Franzese is a Hall of Fame rat. Okay. Do you have a verdict? Yeah, we do. Sammy the Bull Gravano, are you watching, honey? That you were with that Sliverdine. I know you're watching. You were with that. Please forgive me for ambushing you. Please forgive me. But, you know, I'm into psychology, and you were such a beautiful woman. How did you entertain such a gremlin troll, washed out, sawed off midget runt? Forgive me. Yes. And your little boyfriend, Sammy the Bull Gravano, yes, the verdict is in. Hall of Fame rat. All right. Do you have the third summation under Article 42 about Don Cicale, Section A? Yes, we do have a verdict. Don Cicale is a rat, but he's not a Hall of Fame rat. Oh, okay. That's good. That's good. Are there any more proceedings and any other findings that we might have in today's court? Yeah. Yes. Yes, we do, Your Honor. Mike, Sammy, and Mike Franzese, Sammy the Bull Gravano, and Dom Cicale couldn't wipe John Gotti'S behind. Case closed, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. And they tried so many things. There was another lawyer named Joseph Thomas. Now, there was a lot of different Joseph Thomases, but there's a lot of lawyers that were behind the scenes, really, really behind the scenes on what was spoon fed out to the public post that that time, that era. There was a lot, because you have guys like the Hall of Famers that you see, in the media. But the lawyers have teams. They have teams of people. And you'll see the lawyers that appear in court for them, but they might have a team of 5, 6, 8 that have different responsibilities. One, they type up the paperwork. Others, they do investigative work, and others, they have different responsibilities. They have different titles under, like Gotti'S famous lawyer or Sammy the Bull. But what you perceive as Sammy the Bull Gravano being a rat is just what's been spoon-fed to Joe Public. It's 100 times worse. What you've been spoon-fed to just believe that what Mike Franzese did in front of Congress and the Senate and everything like that, it's 100 times worse. Now, when it comes to Dom Cicale, who isn't recognizable in civilian life and or like the mob life as a banano captain, well, whatever weight that carries, whatever there is to that. But Dom Cicale did not do 1% of the damage to the mob that Sammy the Bull and Mike Franzese did. The ripple effect of their testimony could reach the thousands of people that got arrested. The ripple effect. Mike Franzese's cooperation, in my guess, led to 2,000 arrests and 2,000 pending investigations. And Sammy the Bull, the ripple effect. So when you call rats, when you see rat tube and mob tube and all that, there's different levels of rats. Dom Cicale had a right to rat on those sketched out people over there in those families. So that's why I say, how do you define a rat? And if you say this is a said rat, what was the damage thereafter? Oh, well, Dom Cicale cooperated with him. Who did he bring down? 4 Mamalukes that threw him under the bus. So that's nothing. That's just playing pity patty. That ain't nothing. What's going on, Francis? What's up, Punky? James Rockford, guilty. Team Gotti all the way. Well, that lady I called, she's a nice lady. She's older now, but years ago she was at some of the parties. When I talk about the parties and events and stuff, she might have been 15, 20 years older than me, but in on Facebook, that you become friends on Facebook and all that. Well, I'm off of Facebook. I don't even do Facebook. But so you catch up, how you just catch up. We're all older. So I bum rushed her and I put her on here and asked her, how could you be with that Sammy the Bull? But she hung up, of course. How could you be with that Sammy the Bull? How twisted of a mind could you have? She hung up. That's all right. She's a nice lady, though. She don't bother nobody. That's rude of me to do. Yes, that's immature and rude of me to do. Of course. She's a good, proper woman in the world, but I'm immature. Forgive me, God. Forgive me. But I like to rock and roll, too. I like to rock and roll. Let's be happy. Let's be good with God. Thank you, God. We woke up. Thank you, God. We woke up. Thank you, God. Ladies and gentlemen, Exhibit A. This kid is on the loose. Serial killer. Francis, how you feeling? The one and only, the lovely. Yeah. I I also know descendant of the Chin Gigante, but they don't play over there. They don't play. There's a Gigante the third or the fourth, but they're just all regular civilians. They don't want to know nothing about no mob and all that shit. You know, the frick. This is years. The mob is gone. The mob is gone. Yeah, Mike Franzese and Sammy. Yeah, what are you gonna do with these guys? Tom Cicale, he just, yeah. What's going on, Mr. Ivan Lore? Top chat, top cat chat. How you been, Brittany? Wyatt Earp, John Gotti. Now, that lawyer, see these guys, like even the lady I just called, right? They don't understand this YouTube and media. They're like, who would do that? But that Howard, that lawyer and that accountant, I want to get them. I want, but they don't. They're not into entertainment video and all that. Did you see the call, Ivan Lore? I know that was immature to do on the spot. She knew it was a setup. She knew I was, I don't know. How do they perceive me? I'm nuts. How do they perceive me? I'm immature. I'm a practical joker. And I just try to, but I do wonder, like, well, maybe Sammy was a little more handsome years ago. Maybe Sammy was a little more handsome. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. These guys, these type of guys that are these such recognizable names in the mob are the biggest scum losers the mafia ever had, and they're huge on media. They're huge on media. The likes of Mike Franzese and Sammy the Bull, they're huge, but in the streets and in the annals of mob lore and all that, they're the biggest scum that the mafia ever crapped out. It's such an oxymoron. It's insane. And all the lawyers and all the accountants, they know it too. They like it. Thank you, Ivan. Yeah. Now, Gigante, she's a psychic. She's a psychic. But they don't want to know nothing about doing videos and all that. It's like they just think somebody's got to be crazy to do what I'm doing. But see, I wasn't a made guy. I wasn't a made guy. I got a channel. I like to have fun, and wherever it lands, it lands. So what do I care? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury. So yeah, it's funny. Everybody has a right to do whatever the hell they want to on Mob Rat Tube and everything. But I just see, and I'm not the sheriff of the mafia. I wasn't even a made guy. But it does such a disgrace to the honorable guys that did run the mob. Your Mike Francese's and Dom Cicale's and Sammy the Bull. It's such a disgrace to the honorable people that really had honor. You're looking at the mafia rejects. That's what you're looking at. Their DNA, they have defaulted DNA. So their DNA was faulty in the mob world. So in the real world, of course, their DNA is faulty in the real world. Well, that's civilian life and that's mob life. No, your civilian thinking comes first. You weren't born a gangster, so your default thinking, your regular thinking, default just everyday thinking is your thinking. So you chose to rat. So you're just a rat in the world, anyways. You're just a sketched out thinking person in the world, anyways. You had that you had that bad thinking apparatus all since you were born. And when you got in the mob and you got in trouble, you read it because you were born and you already were conditioned into a rat mentality. So when you're 5 years old, you're not a gangster. You're not a gangster. So psychologically speaking, these are all the faulty thinkers. These are the defunct. Like if you buy an item at Walmart and it's faulty, you send it back. These people were already faulty thinking. John Gotti, he was born with honor and respect. So he was born with that DNA. So when the heat came, he took it on the chin because he was a real man in the world, in the real world, and he was a real man's man in the mafia world. Mike Franzese wasn't. Dom Cicale wasn't. Sammy the Bull Gravano wasn't. And 300 rats that are living down in the Florida, they're living in Florida in these communities, these rats. And my condolences go out to Anthony Russo, who passed away. Yes, he was a rat. He was a rat. He passed away. But they're all in this witness protection, but they're all in Florida somewhere. They're all in that rat community down there. They're all in that rat community. So they all had the faulty thinking they were born with. They were all born with the faulty thinking. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, let's get it straight. Yeah. Who are you talking about? Tommy Stiggs? Blessings to Stiggs. I know you ain't talking about him. He ain't been in here in a long time. Oh, the Stiggs Social Club. He comes on here once in a while. Stiggs, man. Yeah. Oh, God bless her and God rest her. Yeah. I'll tell you one thing, boy. When your mother passes away, the world is a whole different place. When your mother passes, the world is another universe. I miss my mother bad. I miss her bad. Yes, I'm a mama's boy, and I'm proud to say it. Big J Biz. Yeah. Yeah. If you have a good relationship with your mother, if you don't, fix it. Okay. So, yeah. Condolences out to Stiggs and his family. You know, yeah. It's dead. Yeah. Mine was '09. Yeah. Boy, your mother always have your back, always have a meal for you, and always unconditional love. Always. Yeah. Hold on a second. Mother, mother, do you think they'll break my boom? So yes, we're getting a little melancholy here, but what can you do? Respect. Respect. Um and Wyatt Earp, yep. My condolences, Wyatt Earp. What are you gonna do? What else we got going on here, ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Yeah, thank you, Brittany. Yeah. Oh, Francis, Linda Evans. Who is that lady? Like the Carringtons. I had a damn picture. So, yeah. Tommy Stiggs, well, hang in there. Yep, hang in there, Stiggs, man. Yeah. Hang right on in there. Yeah. So I'm trying to, nobody wants to go on YouTube and talk or sit. Nobody. I mean, even like this lady I just called, they know, you know, then you got the mobsters, the rap mobsters, that it's such a contradiction. It's such a contradiction. A lady that just happened to go hang out with Sammy the Bull Gravano, she knows she hung up on me. She just hung up because I talked a little smack, but they know. She knows I'm doing a video. But then you go from just a nobody that doesn't want to be on there, to Mike Franzese and Dom Cicale and Sammy the Bull. They're the furthest thing from mobsters. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, do you have Exhibit A? Yes, they have a YouTube channel. Do you have an Exhibit B? Yes, they rat it. Do you have an Exhibit 3? Yeah, they speed ratted in front of Congress, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. There's so much stuff we haven't to put into evidentiary that has evidentiary value, and it's such a contradiction that this alternate universe called MobTube, and you end up with Mike Franzese, Sammy the Bull, and Dom Cicale. Less than 1% of the true flavor. That's why Jeff Mongoloid over there trying to tell me what is what. Like he's got questionable information that the government releases. He gets questionable compromised information from Mike French, the rats, all the rats. So he thinks he's got a schema of knowledge about the mob just because he's got Scarface pillowcases and a Bronx Tale sheets on his bed. Well, what is that? What is that? Joe has that natural talent. Is that me you're talking about? How many Joes are in here? Yes, of course I got natural talent. You know what? I don't give up. I don't give up. Thank you, Francis. Yeah, I don't give up under no circumstances. I'm confident in myself. Like you folks, be confident. Don't take any wooden nickels. Don't be so fast to, yeah, of course it's entertainment mob tube, but at the end of the day, they got more crap and bull. At least I give the viewers more respect. Whatever I got here, at least I give them more respect and don't try to insult them with jibber jabber. And all they do is sell. Hall of Fame rats. Now, I knew Mike Franzese, but, he had a good side. Yeah. But you see what I mean about having that DNA? Having the DNA, especially for who his dad was. Whether that was a biological dad or not, we're not going to unpack that, But for the fact that he gets all the money, he rats, he rides off to California, and then he's got the Cayunes, he's got the Bolas to do a YouTube channel. You see the DNA? Sammy the Bull Gravano? These ain't real mobsters. They're not real mobsters. It's all hype. John Gotti was a real mobster. John Gotti and my elders knew who they were. my elders, my cousin, my godfather were younger. This is years ago. I'm old now. I'm old. Hey, Robert B, how you feeling? The great, the great B. Yeah, I had Sammy. You know who she is. I had Sammy's old acquaintance call in. She hung up on me because I asked her, how could you entertain such a sketched out troll gremlin, which was immature of me. I'm sorry, Robert. I'm sorry. I know maybe you might. Well, we'll just leave it at that. But it ain't like he was even handsome back then. It wasn't even like he was handsome. He walked around. He walked around like a Mama Luke. Walk around like a Mama Lou. He was the most feared. There were guys you never heard about in that were the most feared. Nobody even heard of my godfather's name. He was the most feared in one family or two families. My godfather. He's not in books. He's not in movies and all and anything pertaining to any things you can Google. Some of these people were successful at their craft, not these reject Hall of Fame failures that you see on MobTube, Hall of Fame failure rats that you see on MobTube. The old man, Sam, he made it through the rain. He retired. Another guy, they retired, Hall of Famers, some Hall of Famer Columbos. Thank God that Mike Franzese didn't sing on them. Well, we know what happened with Angelo. We know what happened with Angelo. Angelo didn't cooperate, and he did all his years. He just got out. But if Mike Franzese had his way, he'd still be in there. These are the guys on YouTube and MobTube that everybody drools to and donates to them and all this and that. You're suckers. Yeah. Straight up suckers. Yeah, you got Jeff the Mongoloid over there, thinks he's an authority on the mob because he pays rats to do interviews. Now he can't even get an interview with a mailman because he's the plague. He tried to railroad Dom Cicale. Dom Cicale snapped out of the fog he was in to even entertain a Mama Luke like that. And Dom Cicale was a captain of a mafia family. You see? Post 80s, post 90s, where the mafia went. Captains and underbosses and capos, they couldn't, like I said, they couldn't beat the coffee boys in my generation. In my generation, them clowns, you got Mike the Washwoman Mancuso. I got to get another coffee. Thank you, Robert B. Let's do another 10 minutes. I got to get a coffee. Them scums that they are. Hang in there. Don't jump ship. The price is the same, all right? Costs you the same. Communists. I want to tell you something about the Mancusos, too. Yes, I want to tell you something. I was really good friends with the Mancusos. The cousin, second cousin, whatever. Mancusos from New York, Western New York, and I asked, Wyatt Earp, how you doing, man? 19. The Easy Riders, 19 watching. Come on, let's donate. Donate. Throw me a ham sandwich here. You guys donate to these millionaires? I'm over here with bologna in the refrigerator. Don't let the soup fool you. Don't let the good looks fool you. All right? And I called the older brother of a friend that we were close. We were close with Mancuso. And I called his older brother. And I said, what about these guys in New York and Mike and them, Bonanno, Luque, and all that? He said, we don't deal with none of them. They're sketched out. There's not the regular mob, Jojo. They're all sketched out actors. We're regular businessmen. We're regular businessmen and have businesses. We don't participate in all that whacked out stuff. The mob, they want to act like the mob exists, and they're silly for trying to perpetrate and just still say that there's rackets and all those charges. So they're so stupid over there that if they claim that they want to do rackets under a criminal organization name, then you get 20-year sentences. How stupid, So he's like, we just do our regular stuff. We're just regular normal civilians. We don't care about any Mike Mancuso and them and Bananos and Lucchese, and we don't care about any of that bull crap. They're regular. This is years more. These guys are 65 years old. These guys are 65 years old. I said, well, Nate, I don't mean to say any names, but he looked like a perv, Nate. He looked like a perv. He goes, we don't deal with them. We don't deal with them. Nothing. We don't deal. They don't, These guys have businesses. These Mancusos, these other Mancusos have businesses, regular legitimate businesses, smart kids, studied kids, college, university, that make it in the real world. They don't need to make crooked money that could get them 20 years in prison. And you got these guys trying to perpetuate families. Well, there's acting bosses in these families, and there's captains. Well, what do they got? You'd have to be stupid to be in the Bonanno family in today's. You'd have to be stupid to be involved in one of these families. Because what comes with it? The RICO Act and 20-year sentences. So if you're going to be a criminal, just be a criminal on your own. You don't have to hook your wagon up to the defunct 5 families in New York City. You'd be retarded. Come on, folks. This is very simple stuff. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, have I presented my case? You know I could present my case. This is the truth serum here. Hang in there, Wyatt Earp. Hang in there. So what they do to that, and they got to show that Mancuso name on social media. The Mancuso name is a classy name. It's a highly respected name. And then you got that Mike, that washwoman, whatever they were doing in crime families. And that's who Dom Cicale was dealing with. Vinny Basciano and all them. These ain't regular gangsters. These ain't regular gangsters. I'm not saying Dom Cicale ain't a rough customer, but the thinking, the soldiers of yesteryear, the soldiers and associates of yesteryear can outthink the captains of today, including me. A coffee boy of yesterday could have been a smarter boss, number one, could have been a smarter captain, underboss, me, than any of them clowns. Any of them clowns. A little old coffee boy like me. And I outsmarted all of them that I ever came across to, other than my cousins and my godfather. Whatever that means. Anthony Vigil says, everyone knows the mob died with with John, but his family's going on TV and doing the Gotti'S. I mean, it's a disgrace for a few bucks, right? All the honorable men, they're turning into their graves. They're turning in their graves. Lose life. Their egos got to them. Now, I could see if Mike Franzese was struggling for money with his tongue hanging out. I could see if Sammy the Bull, they get a rat pension. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, they get a rat pension. It used to be $54,000 a year. Now I think it's $102,000 a year. No, it was $52,000. Now I believe it's $104,000. These rats get a pension, even if they derive any income after the witness protection. So taxpayers, you're paying for rat salaries. Can't make this stuff up. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Yeah. What $100,000 for snitching? Wow, I'd be turning in my grave too. Yeah, I mean, the guy makes off with $500 million. Speed rats which must have led to, who could only guess at the numbers that people got called in off of Mike Francese's cooperation. Hundreds of millions of dollars, speed rats on hundreds of people. What's he do? He starts a YouTube channel. Huh? Am I going crazy? What kind of schema of thinking? You know who comes to mind? Megalomaniac? Adolf Hitler. Compare and contrast. Megalomaniac. I talk about Dom Cicale, of course, but it was a number requested, But all the other people. Now, even the lady I called that knew Sammy the Bull, because I'm off of Facebook. There's no communication, and I try to behind the scenes socialize. We're all old. Socialize, reminisce, talk about the good old days. Blah 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 blah. But I ambushed and called her while I was doing this, and she hung up. See, they're so even they know it's whack, it's foul to talk about any of that stuff on media. She knows. And she knows. She's going to probably call me later and cuss me out and say, you no good. Why would you put me on there? Blah, 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 blah. You're just trying to get some views on some silly channel and you got me up there. You're insulting me because I might have hung out with Sammy the Bull. Yeah, that's what I did. Obviously, that's what I did. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? Well, money never changed me. I was broke. I had money. Money, it sure comes in handy. But yes, I'd like to live more comfortable in my 60s and stuff like that. But I've been blessed. I've been blessed to be alive. I'm not an ingrate. I don't want to be an ingrate to God. Because at the time I needed miracles, I got miracles. Many miracles. And if you want to know a couple of them, ta-da! There's a link in the description to the book. Throw a freaking bologna sandwich down my throat. The hell? What do you think? What do you think this is? Don't let this fool you like I look like $1 million, all right? What about those teeth? Yeah, you better get some teeth whitener while you're talking all that smack with that nicotine teeth, coffee teeth. What can you do? What can you do? The only currency we have is time. Time. Time is the only currency we have. You can't buy time. So the millionaires that I think they're rocking and rolling and they're 40 and something happens, well, that money didn't serve you well, because when the piper comes calling, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. Most of the wealthy people I know, they're a-holes and they're miserable. I'm supposed to be whatever God wants me to be at this point in my life. I accept it. I accept it. I have fun. I do the show. We rock and roll. Yeah. There's things that I'd like to be better, but I'm not going to be an ingrate, because at the moment of truth, I made mistakes with the mafia, broke the worst rules you could break, and I got out of that. When I was young, I was in the hospital with pneumonia. Another time, mono. I was, I'm glad I got my angels. That's all. I'm glad I got the angels. If it comes down to what would you rather have, the money or the angels? Give me the angels. Give me the angels. Right after this picture was taken, I got sick. It's also the cover of the book, right? Of course. Ta-da! Ta-da! I was in the hospital with mono for a year, and it didn't look good. It didn't look good. But that's when I saw my first two guardian angels. With when I was this old, all I used to do was cry in the hospital. Cry, I want my mommy. I want my mommy. They're putting cold rags on you all day long because you're having convulsions, high fever. And I saw two angels in the corner of the hospital room, and I thought they were cartoon characters. I had no reference to know what an angel was. I just thought they were cartoon characters. And I asked the nurse, well, they were smiling. Those angels were smiling. Yeah. Yeah, lose life. So give me the angels. How's everything going, Painted Black? That's my mate. That's my mate. So I saw my angels different points in my life. Yeah. I was on life support for a year, 10 years ago. That's another time. But yeah. Yeah, quantum effects residue. If you want to talk to me personally, you're going to have to put the message in a Cash App. I'm not on Facebook. I'm off of Facebook now. I'm off. That's why the lady called, the lady called. Sammy the Bull, my old friend, and Sammy the Bull, Gravano's old friend, but I'm not on that bullcrap Facebook gibberish. They censored me before on there for politics. They censored me before for that. And then they were talking about giving me a strike or something. Yeah, here, Zuckerberg, I'm going to watch what I say on Facebook because you might give me a strike or two strikes. How about let me just get off of this shitbox Facebook. I mean, really? Oh, please, don't kick me off of Facebook. If anybody really worth the value to me wants to talk, they got my phone number. just like the lady that called because she saw my profile or whatever the hell. I mean, I'm not able to access it because I told them do what you want, block me, do whatever. I'm not gonna fight with Facebook to save my profile up there. Oh, save it, save your face. Yeah, what is it? Freaking the Zuckerbergs and censorship and all of that. Yeah, okay, yeah. So don't try to tell me, whoever the two people are, to go back there and try to get back on. Spare your breath because I could give two craps about Facebook and Zuckerberg and those Chinese, whatever the hell they are. Okay? Because this is the real gangster right here. I'm running this. What else we got going on? Painted Black Black, how you feeling, man? Yeah. But you see, now the lady that called, very nice woman in society, yes, and that was wrong of me. That was wrong. But it my mind burns out. My mind overloads where I just wonder how could somebody entertain such a washed out, ugly rodent like Sammy the Bull? Like how much alcohol? I know you're watching, honey, but I'm sorry. How much alcohol did you have to consume on a lost evening back in 1980? Who knows what? How much? How much? Painted Black Black. Thank you, mate. Wow. Thank you. 8 more to go. Thank you, Painted Black Black. God bless you and your family. Wow, you got that picture. Is that a picture of a saint, Painted Black Black? You know what? I just had that same picture. Is that Leonardo da Vinci or is there a saint on there painted black black? My mind is nuts. Thank you for joining Painted Black Black. God bless you and your family and your goodwill and good faith that you have. And God bless blessings that will come to them. Yeah, that's the king. It's Jesus. Okay. Oh, all right. Nice. Yeah, I had. See, I'm trying to minimize. Painted Black Black, you get older and you carry stuff around you for 30 years, and I'm trying to streamline things down. So I've just been throwing everything out spree. So yeah, yeah. Because I'll tell you one thing, and whether I'm going to preach a sermon or not, and I do a channel, it is what it is. It is what it is. I do a channel, YouTube. You see me as however you perceive me, channel, stories, blah, blah, blah. You perceive all of that, however you look at it. But in the midst of it all, if you water it all down, now I've had blessings bestowed on me to be able to live and be able to do this show. And I assume responsibility to God, Jesus, and the angels that I better talk some goodwill about what's real and what's not real. Angels and demons are real. I've seen them 11 different times in my life. Angels and demons are real. And that's the difference in whether you believe in angels or demons or not. If you dismiss angels, you're fertile soil for demons. So if you just want to go through life and say, I'm not a Bible thumper, I don't care about any spirituality. And so if you just want to dismiss that per se, your mind, your mind is fertile soil for negative entities, demons. So you could do whatever you want in the world, but at least you should realize that angels and demons are real. I saw demons different times, and I saw angels. I saw demons when I was dead, and I saw demons when my buddy they were gonna pull the life support off of him, and I saw demons in the room trying to get me, like freaking 10-foot Darth Vaders. It ain't no good. So whatever. So I came back. I got a ninth chance off of. I got a ninth chance on life. So I owe it to God to at least say, okay, Joe, you told some mafia stories, but you better say something enlightening. You better say something spiritually sound, because I've been watching over you since you've been born. So now my thinking is, well, if I tell mob stories, the people like it, that's fine. If they don't like talking about spirituality, run, run. I don't sell out. Oh, well, don't talk about spirituality. We want to hear mob stories. Run, 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 run. You're punks. You're punks. You're punks. But when you're in the hospital, fighting for your life, don't say, "Oh, help me, God, help me, Jesus." Don't go prayer begging. Yeah. Paint it black, black. Paint it black, black. Hank, stay here. Stay with me. Paint it black, black. And Robert B. Hang in there with me. And Sammy the Bull's girlfriend, hang in there with me, because I want you to hear this too. Everybody has their opinions. Everybody has their ideas about God and Jesus and spirituality and everything else. But, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, isn't it safe to say that when Aunt Matilda's in the hospital, or Uncle Pete's in the hospital, or somebody's very close, what's the first thing they say? Please, God, save them spare them. I hope they recover, God. I hope they recover, God. Please, God, please, God. Now they become prayer beggars. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Well, you didn't have a relationship with God prior to this crisis. You can't kiss a girl if she's not your girlfriend. You can't take a girl out on a date or give her a kiss if she's not your girlfriend. So how could you ask from something how could you ask anything from any entity which you have no relationship with? But I don't believe in spirituality, and I don't believe in all this and that. But when mommy or daddy is in the hospital fighting for their lives, now all of a sudden you believe in God. You're punks. You're straight up punks. Forgive me. So paint it black, black, my man. God bless, goodwill, and good charity unto your family. Yeah. You know what's up. I turned to Jesus many years ago after I had a dark time. Yeah. Spot on, Joe. Always respect Christ. Yes. You got to go through the fire. See, some of us had to go through the fire. I was always raised up biblical and Christian. I was always raised. My mom raised us to be Christian. But of course, I went astray. Joe Ruffino, there's my captain. Joe, we're still here. The great Joe Ruffino. And that guy right there seen it all from A to Z. He only shows up once in these things, but he's my captain. He's my captain right there. He stays in the shadows. He's a shadow man, but the guy's got the wisdom and knowledge, and he knows by the grace of God, That's what impresses me. There should be a freaking revolution. There should be a spiritual revolution. That's what there should be. A spiritual revolution. We're so distracted by nonsense the media and movies and all this nonsense. But when the moment of truth comes, you get your bearings real quick. My life's in jeopardy. My life's in jeopardy. Now what? I might be dying. Oh, geez, what am I going to go to heaven or hell? I don't know. Hey, Tom, am I going to go to heaven or I think I might be dying. Forgive me, God. That's bad. Well, they go on their everyday life. They go on their everyday life like they don't need nobody. Ego, self-absorbed, self-righteous. They go through everyday life like they don't need squaw. And then when they stub their toe, please, God, I'll be a good boy. I'll never sin again. Can you spare me from this fate that has come upon me? Please, God, I'll be a good boy. I'll never sin again. Really? We're all gonna sin. Jesus paid the tab. They don't even know the spiritual laws. Where's this video going? But I like where it's going. I like. Deb, how's it going? Yeah, because we're still alive. We're still alive. Painted black, great that it makes us all come together. Joe, we're all sinners, yes. Uh-huh. We're sinning. I just sinned against Mike Franzese. I'm judging Mike Franzese, Sammy the Gravano, and Dom Cicale. I'm judging them. I've sinned 17 times during this video. I've sinned more than that during this video. And when it comes to Mike and them, well, but while we're on the subject, not only did Mike Franzese do what I already communicated, not only, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we have Exhibit B. Can you admit it into evidence? Can you admit that into evidence? Give it to the bailiff. All right. Not only, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, he rats, he makes 300 million, he does a YouTube channel, he sells and he's all greedy and everything else. If that's not bad enough, how can it be any worse, the truth serum? Can it be any worse, the truth serum? Yes, it can. Fasten your seatbelts, okay? Because what does this pompous megalomaniac do after that? He opens up the Church of Mike. He opens up the Church of Mike. You ain't got enough money? Why ain't you building youth centers and homeless buildings out there in that scum state of California? The worst homelessness out there. Why aren't you doing anything now you ain't got enough money? Now you ain't got enough money. The Church of Mike, what's that mean? So now your enterprise is tax exempt? So now when you put it all into one big ball of wax, everything under the umbrella of Mike Franzese is under the Church of Mike, and you don't have to pay taxes. Wow, you had the gas tax scheme made off with $500 million. Now you're 100 years old and you still don't want to pay taxes. And then what do? You open up the Church of Mike. Well, how come you ain't breaking any ground on any homeless shelters or any community centers out there in California, Mr. St. Michael? St. Michael? You're a scrub. You were a scrub. The Colombos knew you were a scrub. My godfather knew you were a scrub. You were an accountant. You never sat in a mafia club. You were just an accountant. A Pee Wee Herman, Mama Luke accountant. A no count. And who knows, well, I'm not going to talk about Sonny. I'm not going to even talk about Sonny because believe me, I know the backstory on all of that. I know, but you'll cry to YouTube. You'll cry to YouTube or something. You'll cry to them. Just like with Joey Merlino, you'll cry. A gangster that wants to report people on YouTube. Yeah, okay. Yeah. There's your boss of the Colombo family, or your captain of the Colombo family. Wow. Yeah. You report somebody for saying something on you. Yeah, report them. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All that bull crap. Retire so I can get your whacked out subs, all right? Retire. Yeah, his dad. Was that his dad? Was that his real father? I don't know. We're not going to go there, though, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. He's a rat. He'll rat on me for saying something. If I say something, he'll rat on me. He'll rat on me. Just like he did in front of the Senate. He'll speed rat. If all the channels out there say something that he don't like, he'll report them to YouTube. He'll report it to YouTube. Yeah, Francis. Well, since you brung it up, Francis, and since you have donated to this channel, yeah. Well, how could you refuse the brother? Speed ratting, bro. Now, drugs killed me. I made it back. Drugs is a mofo, and all the families in the mob dealt drugs. Some more than others. The Colombos, they rock and rolled with the drugs, and Mike's brother, of course, got caught up in it. But why was the brother broke running around New York City when you had the means and the finances of millions and millions of dollars to put him up in your mansion with a nutritionist, with a doctor, with a psychiatrist, all the things that a drug addict needs. A drug addict needs nutrition. A drug addict needs counseling. A drug addict needs mental psychology counseling. Why didn't that's your brother? The mother was trying to raise them kids by herself. You call New York, tell them to get over there to your house and give them the best care. Now, a drug addict might say, in Mike's defense, because this is the truth serum here. Mike could have reached out to him and he could have said, no, I want to rock and roll in the streets of New York. And maybe that's what he did. But if that was my brother and I was sitting on $500 million, I would kidnap my brother off the streets and drive across country to California. I'd kidnap my brother across the streets. In the streets of New York. I'd kidnap him with 2 bodyguards and drive across country in a straitjacket and bring him to my house and nourish him there. If I had to handcuff him. If he refused my help, I'd bring him there and I would have doctors and nurses and nutritionists and psychiatrists to take care of him. And maybe you might have a chance. You could throw all those resources at drug addicts and they still might not accept it. But at least you give it a shot. At least you could say you tried with your brother. At least you can say you tried. If he doesn't want to accept it, then take him back and dump him back out in the streets of New York. You tried. So that's all I'm saying. That's it. Because at least you tried. At least you tried. But he fled New York like the Prince of Sheba. And he fled and he thought he was what's he, an aristocrat? It's like just this aristocrat. He's above whatever peasants are doing. He's above whatever the peasants are doing. Oh, okay. So there you have it, folks. I appreciate everybody that came in. Lose Life, thanks for hanging. Francis, thank you. Fix him good, champ. Well, and we like to have fun, you know. But back to spirituality, get your thinking up. If you're struggling for things, don't let that devil con you. Boy, that devil, he comes up with some good ones. Well, why don't you do this? Yeah, he's not. Yeah. What do you want, Lucifer? Yeah, why don't you go try to just jump in the river? Yeah, that sounds good, Lucifer. Why don't I just jump in the river? Yeah, that sounds good, Lucifer. What's this? Oh, hey, that's the angel. Joe, no, don't do anything. Leave me alone, Angel. I like the way this Lucy's talking over here. He wants me to jump in a river. That sounds really good. That sounds very inviting. Why don't you just go do drugs until you die, Joe? Yeah, that sounds good. I think I'll do that. No, well, hey, Angel, what do you want now? No, you shouldn't do drugs. Well, you see, it's spiritual warfare. It's spiritual warfare. Thank you, Francis Franciotti. Thank you, Robert B. Thank you, Joe Ruffino. Thank you, Quantum Effects Residue, Lose Life, Anthony Vigil, Wyatt Earp. Thank you, folks. Paint it black. I appreciate it. God bless you and your family for prosperity and everything that you want in life. Raise up in the world. All right. And thank you, Paint it black. Good song reference, too. Good song reference. Debbie, I love you. And Sammy's girl, I'm sorry for putting you on the spot like that. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. You never know what I'm going to do. Michael Candinas, thank you. Painted Black, thank you once again. This is a blessed crowd here. I could feel it. Anthony Vigil, this is a Wyatt Earp, thank you. These are truly enlightened people. Brittany. I think we covered it all. That's my starting 5, starting 9. Ronnie Pender, James Rockford. I knew there was somebody in there. God bless you all. And be the kings and queens of your world. Don't give up. Keep fighting. Reach those goals and dreams and aspirations. You can keep going at any age. I'm 61. Don't stop. Believe in yourself. Believe in God and Jesus. And you'll be all right. So you'll get there. All right. Thank you, folks. God bless y'all.